So today we're going to start looking at mystery stories. So I'm going to read you a mystery story and then we're going to look at the language features. Screaming, the crowd cheered with excitement. Even though it was foggy, this year's skateboard competition was guaranteed to be unbelievably exciting, especially since Bobby was one of the celebrity skaters. Animated, the crowd pulsated with eagerness at the sight of Bobby at the top of the halfpipe. Focused, the young skater took one deep breath and kicked his skateboard down the steep slope, crouching low to gain speed. Speeding up the other side, the pro skater flipped into the air and spiraled back down towards the slope. Unbelievable! What was his next trick going to be? With the crowd roaring even louder, Bobby prepared for his next somersault. The fog was much thicker now, and it sat just above the halfpipe like a haze of smoke. Bobby flipped straight into the air and spiraled upwards. Yelling with joy, the hordes of people briefly lost sight of the skater, waiting for him to come rushing back down the halfpipe. Moments passed, but there was no sign of Bobby. Where had he gone? The crowd went silent. Still no sight. Ah! A scream from one member of the audience echoed through the venue as a shadowy figure appeared through the fog at the top of the halfpipe. But this was not Bobby. This was a beast. Sophie had been called in to find the missing skater. It was the next day and the fog had disappeared. She walked through the centre of the skateboard festival with the manager. Everyone seemed a little subdued after the events of the previous night. "Are you here to close this noisy place down?" asked the short-haired, grumpy-looking gentleman. "This place is a disgrace, full of smelly children and reckless skaters." He marched off, shouting at the children to get out of his way. "That is Jim. He's a local that disagrees with the skate festival because it's too noisy," said the manager, shaking his head. They headed to the competition so Sophie could get a feel for the festival and a look at the track. After taking her seat, Stacey, the next celebrity skater, took to the halfpipe. She looked nervous, and as she slid down the slope, her foot slipped and she tumbled to the ground. The audience gasped. Was she okay? Quickly, she leapt back onto her board and continued her performance. Once she had finished her final trick, the judges made their decision. 3 sevens and 10. A 10? Sophie thought. Had the fourth judge not seen her fall? After an inspection of the area and no sign of any monster, Sophie decided to head towards the abandoned prison located next door to the festival. It was rumoured to be haunted, an ideal hideout for a mysterious beast. Opening the door, she shone her torch into the dingy corridor that led down to the old prison cells. After 5 minutes of walking, she caught a glimpse of something unusual about one particular prison cell. Its doors were wide open, and inside was a fresh blanket and a skateboard festival poster. Sophie was shocked at what she saw. Bright red crosses had been marked across the skateboard celebrities, including Bobby. What had happened to Bobby? And when was the next celebrity going to disappear? She feared for Stacey and the other competitors. Did Jim, the grumpy local, have something to do with it? After all, he did want the festival to be closed down. That evening, the competition was reaching its climax. Even after her fall, Stacey had scraped into the final after receiving just enough points to qualify. Those 10 points had been vital. Sophie, to keep an eye on the competitors, had decided to stick around and watch. Stacey and the other skaters took to the slope for the drag race. Bang! The start gun signalled the beginning of the race, and the skaters lunged down the climb. Suddenly, there was a scream, and out from underneath the halfpipe came the slimy giant beast from the previous night. Covering it from head to toe was dripping, gooey seaweed. It charged towards the competitors and lunged at one unfortunate skater who came tumbling off the track. Luckily, Sophie was quick and leapt over the fencing towards the roaring beast. Seeing Sophie sprinting towards it, the petrifying creature darted away towards the market stalls. Without thinking, Sophie grabbed the spare skateboard and slid it towards the beast. With a crash, the fleeing monster stomped down onto the rolling skateboard, which sent him hurtling to the ground. Quick as a flash, she threw herself on top of the beast and pinned it down. The fall had dislodged the beast's head, which slipped off, revealing a familiar face underneath. It was the fourth judge, the judge who had given Stacey the score of 10. "I knew there was something odd going on," declared Sophie. The judge sat there glumly. "Sabotaging the competition was the only way I could have my revenge after they prevented me from competing in the competition because I was too old," he grumbled. "Stacey is my skating idol. I wanted her to win. I would have got away with it too if it wasn't for you," he glared at Sophie. As the police took him away, Sophie knew the job was done. Another mystery case solved and more innocent people saved. Slowly, walking back to her car, she suddenly froze to the spot. Where was Bobby?